So I'm going to be talking about the history of Batu Seraman. So basically, the history of Batu Seraman, also known as Selambot, is a traditional game that is played in Malaysia. And this game is usually played by girls, individually or in groups of 2 to 5 people. And this game only needs a few pieces of fruits. Basically, what they have inside these is they use rubber seeds, pebbles, or small stones, or any round object as much as 5 seeds. It's called. What is used in these fruits they call? So basically, it's a cloth filled with sand. This is what they call as seeds. So where do people play this game usually? It's usually played during leisure time of people, and it's played in front of porches of houses, at the park, or in the house. And the only place to play this game properly is to play it on the floor. So how do you play this game? The game will start off with the first stage, in which a few pieces of fruit is used until you reach a higher level. So in the first stage, all the fruits should be dispersed, and you have to put in all the fruit, and you have to only touch one. And the second stage would be when there are only 2 pieces of fruits, and the mother fruit should be tossed. And the mother fruit is actually known as the first fruit. And thirdly, toss the 2 fruits, and the third seed will be collected simultaneously. And to win this game, you would have to toss 6 fruits and collect half in one hand and half in the other hand. And in the end, the mother seed will also be celebratedly tossed. The end. Thank you for watching.
Hello, my name is Mehul and today I'll be talking about a Malaysian traditional game called Chongka. So let's go with the history. The place of origin for Chongka was the Malay origin. There are many different types of names such as Chongkla, Dakon, Sungka and Chongka. Chongka is the oldest traditional game board that was found in a ruined fort of Roman Egypt and introduced to Southeast Asia by Indian or Arab traders in the 15th century. In Indonesia, the holes are called anak, which is known as child, while the larger store holes are called indong, which is known as mother. The rules of playing this game. Firstly, players take turns moving the seats except in the first move, which is performed simultaneously. Next, if a player is unable to fill a hole with 7 seeds, that hole is considered burnt. If the last seed falls into an occupied hole, all the seeds are removed from that hole and are sown starting from that hole. If the last seed sown falls into a player's own store, they immediately earn another turn, which can begin at any of the 7 holes under their control. But unfortunately, the game ends when a player has no seeds in his or her holes at the start of his or her turn. The benefits of the game. I'm sure many traditional games have their own benefits, and this traditional game allows to keep the brain healthy. Moreover, it also allows to form closer bonds with other players. It also helps younger children to think faster. Last but not least, the players will not be involved in any bad things and to create laughter. The equipments of the game. This game requires a wooden block which is originally handcrafted. In Java, the board is often boat-shaped. Each board has between 16 to 18 holes carved out into 2 rows. The smaller boards are known as houses in the village, while the larger 2 holes serve as storehouses known as rumah, located on either ends of the block. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'll talk to you about gasing, known as spinning tops, as part of the Malaysian traditional games documentary. Gusing is a term that refers to both the Malay spinning top and the game of spinning. It is popular among Malay villages and is part of the Malaysian native people's culture. Okay, as you can see, the game is extremely popular amongst the east coast of Malaysia, especially amongst the villagers in the state of Kelantan and Malacca. The main reason of playing spinning tops is that the villagers believe that the spinning tops would help bring good harvest, and to play gussing, you need a lot of practice if you want to play competitively. Besides the base and upper roots, you can also use the portion where a branch joins the trunk. After the wood dries in a few weeks, the wood can be shaped into a discus shape, which is traditional for tops. Metal tops require perfect symmetry because this is extremely important if you want the top to spin for a long time. The man on the left is holding an example of a small top which weighs anywhere between 0.5 to 1 kilogram, and the man on the right is holding the huge traditional Kelantan top weighing 4 to 5 kilograms. Basically, both adults and children can play the game. However, the bigger or giant spinning tops is more of a game for an adult than a child. The one used by adults are much bigger in size and can spin for a longer period of time, whereby the tops played by kids are much smaller and spin for a shorter period of time. Besides tops having different types, there's also different shapes. The shapes here, as you can see, include gasing Begalan, gasing Kelantan, gasing Kuno, gasing Lang Laut, gasing Tanjung, and gasing Toyol. Gasing Pangka, otherwise known as cross tops, is especially popular in the east coast of Malaysia, especially in Sabah Owa Sarawak. These include Pangka Totok, Pangka Pentak, Pangka Layang, and Pangka Tebang. The picture here illustrates a competition of gasing Pangka. The most common game associated with tops includes either teams or individuals. It doesn't really matter, and there's no fixed number of players. Firstly, a circle is drawn on the ground marking the circumstances within which the top is to spin. After that, the player holds the top in his hand and grips the loose end of the string between the fingers and throws the top in the circle while at the same time pulls the string backwards, which sends the top into a spring action. The one who stops spins the longest and within the specified circle becomes the winner. The moment the top spins outside the circle, no matter how long it has been spinning for, the player loses the game. The picture here displays the traditional type of gassing contest available. There are two types, as you can see, is the spinning contest and the striking match. The spinning contest takes an extremely long time to play, and the striking match is considered much more fun. For a spinning contest, as hard as it may sound to believe, the current record stands at 2 hours of top spinning. And for striking matches, normally gasing pangka is used instead of the other traditional gasings.
Hello, my name is Kamir and today I will talk about Malaysian traditional game WoW. For the history, the place of the origin, the date and place is uncertain, and the possible origin of word is from the Hokkien Fujian word Au in northern Malaysia. It could also be from the Malay kingdom of Patani, Thai, including states of Kelantan, Terengganu, Perlis, and Kedah. The word wow was also used in many states in the west coast and southern part of peninsular Malaysia, such as Selangor, Melaka, and Johor. This can be proven by the note that Tun Sri Lanka wrote on Raja Ahmad saying that the kite was played among the young men together with the royal family. Besides, the appearance of the name is also associated with the resulting sound of a tight bow wow. When raised into the air, the leaves are mounted on the bow ears will produce the sound wow rhythmically. Here are the many designs of wow. How do kites fly? How do wows fly? It has a lift. It's an upward force that pushes a kite into the air. Thrust is the forward force that propels the kite in the direction of motion. Drag is the backward force that acts opposite to the direction of motion. And weight is the downward force generated by the gravitational attraction of Earth on the kite. An airplane generates thrust with its engine but a kite must rely on tension from the string and moving air created by the wind or the forward motion of the kite flyer to generate thrust. Here are the many strange kites. Okay, for the Malaysian handicrafts, Wow Bulan is the crescent kite, named because of its famous crescent-shaped tailpiece. This kite usually has a 2.5 meters wingspan and height measure up to 3.5 meters. This light and versatile Wow Bulan is the favorite for competitions and are made from bamboo and paper. For a winning kite, a special bamboo pokok buluh duri is used. In a windy day, a Wow Bulan can reach a height of more than 450 meters. Malaysian Airlines system has chosen it as its logo to symbolize controlled flight. Then there's the Wow Sobat, mostly used for decoration in many East Coast homes. Uses bamboo and cloth. Cloth is used as it has a nice texture and appearance, but it's simply too heavy to fly. Then there's the Wow Jalabudi, also known as the woman kite. Although considerable imagination is required to see why is it named the woman kite from its shape. The tail of its kite is similar to the budi leaf which is found in the Kedah. Jala means net and refers to the tail structure. Then there's the Wow Kuching. This means cat kite. When viewed from the back, there is apparently a similarity to a sitting cat and hence the name. In keeping with this, some of these have their hummers tuned to screech and yowl like a cat in the dead of night. Then there's the Wow Barat, the leaf kite. This design is similar to the Wow Bulan version, but it's wider and does not generally have a hammer. Being painted rather than stuck with colored paper, the artists tend to be more creative and less bound to traditional guidelines with their designs. Additionally, artists who use batik techniques are often used to do the decoration. Interestingly, there are some weight saving here. Since these kites are able to stay up in lighter winds than the other designs, the weight of all those layers of glue and paste add up, since the winds are often lightest early in the day. This design is also called the early morning kite or just morning kite. And then there's the Wow Merah, the peacock kite. It has a tail rather than a lower sail. Seeing a picture of one of these will remind you of the tail of a wedge-tailed eagle. This kite is local to Johor province of Malaysia. Funny enough, it's not readily accepted into official competitions outside Johor because of its origin. Actually go back to Sulawesi, Indonesia, where it is flown mainly by the Bugis people. This variation has a hammer like most of the others, but it's something special. 7 different sounds can be made and it's used to be flown at night to accentuate the effect of beautiful noises from above. Thank you.